Hi, well, it's Suarez from Wing Chun Kung Fu Institute here. Going to be discussing some techniques from the wooden dummy. A lot of people have questions really on how to apply a lot of these techniques in fighting and even in chi sao. I find that applying in fighting is a little bit easier. At least that's how you kind of want to understand it, because you're not going to chi sao out in the streets. But the first move, one of the moves here, the tanda technique, and going in with it. A lot of people don't find that either very useful in Wing Chun at all, or in fighting much less. Some people say it has no power. Really, it depends how you use it. It depends how you understand it. If you use it incorrectly, of course it's not going to have any power, and it'll be very inefficient. Okay. So here's some ideas how to use it with stepping. Okay. So one, my opponent, he might be at about just within his own striking range. So when he punches at me, perhaps I go out of the way, and then he throws his next punch, and I don't have to move very much. So I can just strike at him here. He throws his jab cross. Okay, go ahead again. So he throws his jab cross. Go ahead. And he does the moving in for me. So all I have to do is shift. Okay. Now maybe he throws in his jab and he steps in at me, and I have to move away. And then he comes in again, and I can move slightly in at him, and there I can take him with the shot underneath. Okay. Maybe on the first one, he's using the first one as a check, like a lot of people do. Okay, so I kind of picked it up, and then he takes this big step in. Okay, and now I can move around him and go over here. Okay, another way. One way, he could move back. Maybe he throws the first one, and he sees like he's running into problems. He throws it, and I pick up. He moves away. Move away. So I might want to move in at him to be able to close the gap here. Okay, these don't have to be low, but if he's throwing the punch up high, my low strike is going to be is what's going to be open. So I'm not going to want to go up high over here, turn it this way, because his shoulder and his arm are going to be in the way. Unless he's much shorter than me, then I can just go over his shoulder. But the low is what's going to be open. So in fighting, I might see it here. He throws here, and I might move around him over here. He comes in at me on both of them, and then I can throw him around over here. It just depends. Maybe I'll do it again. So I go here and I pop, and there, just slightly in at him here. Of course, you have all the follow-up techniques and stuff like that, but this won't always be like you see in the dummy, in a sense, here, and then this is too short for me here. Okay, so I would have to end up really pushing him out over here. Go. There, you see? Too short. Okay. So you have to learn. The skill of the dummy just teaches you how to strike. It doesn't teach you everything else. The dummy doesn't move, so the dummy doesn't simulate going in at you or moving away from you. That's something else to keep in mind. So at all times, I have to work with my opponent. If he comes in at me, he comes in very deep. Let's say I really try to knock my head off over here. So I have to learn keep distance. Okay. If he moves in at me again, see, I don't need to move forward very much. I can just strike him right over here. But again, if he keeps his distance, okay, go ahead, I might have to come in at him exactly like the wooden dummy to close this here. So I wouldn't want to stay out. Go ahead. You see, I would need to close this gap to be able to strike him over here. So those are some ideas of wooden dummy section 1. Hope they do you well. Thanks.